welcome to Black Queens Uncut. Grab your wine, your vape, or whatever you need to relax. This is the Chat. I'm Anique Loveless. Ladies, introduce yourselves.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Kiki Boom Boom.
Bonjour, TK Trinidad.
And today we are talking about music appreciation, as it is in music. It is African American, which we just like to say Black. It's Black Music Appreciation Month. So we had to do the damn thing and come in and let you know how we are feeling about music this year, last year, and how it got us through 2020. So, ladies, jumping right into it. What artist, song, or album got you through last year?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think for me last year, it was a lot of like I feel like the female rappers were like doing their thing last year. So it was a lot of like and like I'm a hip hop head, so I'm a lyrical person, but I noticed that like last year for me it was just fun music. So it was a lot of like City Girls, Meg the Stallion, Sweetie, Doja. Like anytime I seen a girl rapper, I was like, or a female R&B singer, I was like, yes, she's the moment. This is it. And I felt, I don't know, I'm in this season where it's like girl power, we link up. And I love seeing the emergence of so many females like coming out and killing shit. So I will say it's like a collective of like all the female artists that kind of like kicked in the door last year and like did their thing for me.
Yeah. For me, it was, I can't lie, it was very chill. I think I got more into my feminine side. So it was more like Summer Walker, Janae Aiko, like HER, LMI. It was very chill. Snow. Just a very chill moment. I listened to a lot of Janae. Janae is my girl. Like, I feel like she's so... I hate saying this because one artist was like, stop saying that we're underrated. We're exactly where we want to be. But I feel like Janae can be very underrated at points because she's a dope artist. And I know that Charlamagne the God was talking about her one time. I think it was Charlamagne the God.
Yeah, she
or it might have been Joe Budden who was saying that she just keeps giving the same thing over and over. But she has
Charlamagne.
It was Charlamagne?
Yeah, and she blocked him.
Yeah, I knew it was one of them that said something that was saying that she kept making the same music over and over again, but she has a certain flow. She has a certain like
that's her aesthetic.
That's what I'm saying. That's her aesthetic. You don't say that same thing about somebody else, like, you know, like Snow or HER. Like they have their aesthetic, you know what to expect out of them. And I think that she's a dope artist. She writes for a lot of people. She has been in the industry forever. And she was one that I definitely listened to a lot during last year, especially during lockdown, because it was just chill. But, you know, she got that smoking music. That's a vibe. It's just really a vibe. It's really a vibe.
Yeah. I was all over the place. I definitely listened to, shout out to the soca artists. Even though the world was locked down, they still came out with soca music. And for y'all who don't know what that is, if you want to maintain your running pace on the treadmill, that's the music you listen to. I'm just saying. But it's carnival music. So they still came out with new music. Soca artists come out with new music every single year. That's how the business runs there. So I listened to soca music. I dabbled in some gospel. I still, shout out to Spotify, because Spotify has made my life easy. So I'll go on different playlists, but then I'll pick their songs, put it on my playlist. So I have like 4 or 5 different playlists running. Definitely listened to Meg the Stallion, but the baby had me, on repeat. There's a new artist that I found, M24 from UK. He's banging. So I'm everywhere. I can go from Erykah Badu to her to Kurt Franklin all in one day, and then finish off with some dance hall and just wrap it up. So yeah, last year was it just depended on the mood.
Yeah. What was y'all's favorite track during 2021? Like, what did you have on repeat?
Ooh.
Starting this year, what did you have on repeat?
This year, I would say there's a few songs that I had like in rotation. Okay, so 7th Street put out a song called Guilty, and it's a remake of, I believe it's the James Brown beat that like Biggie and Total use. So it's like a familiar beat. I've literally been playing that song over and over and over and over. That is literally one of my favorite songs this year. And I feel like it's Seven featuring Chris Brown. And it is such a good song. And I feel like it hasn't gotten the recognition that it deserves. So I'm hoping that like, because summer is here, because it's a summer bop, it's a summer vibe.
It is.
Also, like Megan put out her new album, so she has a song with SZA called "Freaky Girls," which is a remake of Adina Howard's. So, like for me, my ear picks up like samples. So once I hear somebody on a sample, it just sounds good to me. So SZA and Megan's "Freaky Girls" is just such a dope song this year and a dope summer song. And a lot of Doja Cat. Like I really enjoy Doja. I loved her when she had her. Like I liked her when she had her mixtapes. Like I really enjoy her. So like every song she put out for me, like this year have been on repeat for me.
I am so hyped for Doja. Let me tell you. Okay, I don't agree with Doja's personal life and some of the things that she does personally. I think she needs like, some help. But then I'm like, does that take away from her creativity? Because she's a dope artist.
She's really dope.
She is so fluid in the things that she can do, and she's so dope. Like you can literally, they were comparing, I've been on Doja for a minute now, but they were literally comparing all the artists back in like maybe like a few years ago. And I want to say it was like 2014, Shade Room did it. And Doja was just in the car on I think it was like Questlove or something beat. And she was just rhyming to it. And I was like, she is so she is such a dope artist. Like she's an artist. She is fun for, I think, mainstream. But if you gave her something that was serious and she was like, listen, I lyrically want to be on this and do this just for my own artistry, she could do that too.
Yeah.
And I love Doja. Like I'm a Doja fan. I love her music. I love majority of stuff that she puts out. So I do listen to her. Have you, speaking of when you said samples, have you listened? One of my favorite songs that I played all like pretty much this year, even though it's a little bit older, is Between Us with Snow and DVSN. Kiki?
Yes, I like Snow and I love DVSN. Like I think Daniel from DVSN is just fine as fuck. I just know for me, like I'm a big R&B fan, but sometimes I step out the R&B world. I will say 2020, I've listened to more
R&B. That's a good sample though.
No, it is a really good sample. I will say that like I've gotten more into my R&B bag because I'm like a big hip hop head, and I know for me I used to step away from R&B, but lately I feel like the R&B guys and girls have been killing it. I don't want to say lately, but like for the past few years. So I do like that song. I do like a little bit more like, I try to stay away from like the sad emo music, but that's a really good sample. And I love Snow and I like DVSN. So
I'll say on my rotation list this year, that's hard to give one song that's been on rotation because I have a few songs that have been on rotation.
I'm pulling up my music list now.
That part.
Right. I would say my top 5 songs that have been on rotation starting this year has been Pussy Talk by City Girls, Between Us by DVSN and Snow, Pussy Fairy by, clearly it's pussy everywhere, Pussy Fairy by Janae Aiko, and of course WAP. For some reason I just got into that one. I had an issue with it, but now I'm like, you know what, I'm letting everything go. Okay, that's one for me. And what else has been on my top? I'm gonna go with Cardi B, Up. When I need something to kind of like get me like going, it's that song. Just because it's got a good bop to it. It's got a good bop to it. It's like
also sorry to cut you off. On repeat for me was Jasmine Sullivan. I'm looking at my music list now. She has a song with Ari called "On It," and if you
Ari Lennox,
"On It."
With Ari Lennox?
Yes.
Yeah.
That song has definitely been on repeat for me. If you know the lyrics of that song, you know what that song's about.
Right. Yeah. I love some Ari Lennox too.
Same. She's dope.
I interviewed her at the Soul Train Awards, and at that time I didn't really know who she was.
She's
But then
dope.
after that, I was like, well, let me listen to her music. And I was like, oh, okay, she is dope. And then she signed under J. Cole, who just put out an album.
Dreamville, which is an amazing album.
Mm-hmm.
I will say too,
Um,
J. Cole, Little Baby's been having a great year. Like I feel like 2020 and 2021 is like a surge of like good music. Cause even like
Well, they had
Moneybag
time to
Yo,
think.
like people have been in their bags putting out really good music.
Mm-hmm. I would say I don't know if you heard of this guy. I was on the I was on the Bedroom Jams playlist, and this guy
I love
named
that.
Vito. He does remakes of like, if you guys are familiar with dancehall, there's a guy named Sanchez, and he like does a remix of like every song, every R&B song you can think of. He does a reggae remix. So Vito, he's doing remixes of all these songs, but he's putting like his young boy like thing on it. So he has a song. I think one of these songs was actually in oh God, I think it's called oh, You Got It. So that's all been on replay. And for my folks who, if you, I'm sure Kiki, you know, like Jesus Mero,
Mm-hmm.
they put me on this guy M24, where these two old white guys are rapping, and it's yes, it's called Elder Statesman. I've been on that. It's a black guy. M25 is a black guy from the UK, but then on his music, he has these two old white guys rapping, and I was like,
Jesus and Mel would promote.
yes, it was everything. So I've been on M24 because like he's actually, then I listened to the rest of his album, and his album is fire. So those two have been on it, and then for some reason I got into like Erykah Badu. So I've been in all through Erykah Badu's playlist because I'm familiar with her older stuff, but her new albums I wasn't really familiar with. So yeah, again, I just put on a playlist when I'm driving, and you know, whatever catches me, I just add it to my playlist. I don't know the artist, I don't know the song, unless it's the Bedroom Jams ones, and then I, you know.
Okay, bedroom jams. But speaking of
Man,
bedroom,
Spotify Bedroom Jams, whoever did that list, shout out to them because that list is on point.
I bet
Get
it
your
is.
Lawand,
Okay.
get the
I'm about to say, speaking of bedroom jams in the playlist, while you have your playlist, you can also tap into Lawan, which is our favorite brand new sponsor. And what is Lawan? Lawan is a woman founded premium brand of personal vibrating massages that are unparalleled in quality to notoriously sketchy industry. Lawan originated as one hell of a classic wand. Pretty much, it's an amazing woman-owned brand for massagers, vibrators, bobs, battery operated boyfriends is what we like to call it here at Queens Uncut. So make sure you guys check that out. They come in a travel size kit, which we love because all three of us, we've been traveling without travel size kits. I'm actually out of town and I have my kit with me. And our girl TK, she always talks about how her and her gentleman caller, how she uses the playlist for the what is it, the bedroom playlist with her little one. So
shout
make
out
sure
to
you guys
Gentleman
check.
Caller.
Yes, make sure you guys check them out. It's a full line of best in class, heart pounding, hair raising toys designed with pleasure in mind for all bodies. Lawan embraces and champions intimacy with powerful, versatile pleasure tools that insist on bringing you the next level. We're proud to be the people's go to for orgasms, and we are proud to put you guys on. So make sure when you're in the moment, you think of us. Shout out
and
to
check
Lawan.
them out at www.lawanmassager.com.
Think of me when you're using your Lawan. Thank you.
Wow. Well then, all
Start
right.
getting pictures and signing posters, like
Yep.
signing them.
Just say Kiki said it. Shout
Just
out to Black
create an
Queens
NFT
Uncut.
and called it a day.
Right, exactly. She's like, listen, I'm taking pictures and I'm going to sign them and I'm going to send them off to you guys.
Period.
So that you can do what Lil Kim said in How Many Licks.
Listen, Little Kim has said a lot. She was like not my go-to because I was like 10, but
She was. I knew every word.
I will say Kim has made me and a lot of women feel really good about expressing our sexuality, about knowing our sexuality and knowing ourselves. And I remember being 10, rapping all the lyrics to Big Mama Thing and saying, now mind you, I wasn't doing any of this, but I just remember saying like, I used to be scared of the, now I throw lips to the, you know what I'm saying? I bleeped out the words, but Kim and Foxy, and I love even Missy. If you actually listen to Missy's lyrics,
oh, I loved
liberating in
Missy.
sex, and I feel like people slept on Missy. So shout out to the women, and that's why I love in 2020 and 2021 seeing a new surge of women coming out and saying like, you know, you might not agree with the WAP, but some women like the WAP song, or seeing women like Tierra Whack, or just so many different women killing the game right now. So that's what I
Right.
love seeing in music.
And that is very true. And I think that's super dope. And shout out to all the women in music that have paved the way, like Lil Kim, that have made the way for women to, you know, because I mean, Lil Kim made rap, like women in rap and sexuality come together. She was the first to do that. She was the first on the scene to ever do that. And
She made
so,
it.
you know,
She made it sexy because, like, you had Salt and
she's
Pepper talking about it,
iconic.
which was dope as fuck, and we were super young for Salt and Pepper. But if you actually go back and listen to Salt and Pepper, it was more like educational, like Tramp and Let's Talk About Sex. But then like Kim came and was like, bang,
But they weren't dressing sexy and
yeah,
like having all those like, yeah, like you said, it was more educational. It wasn't like I'm gonna get on your dick and fuck you type nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew all the words to I know you see me on the radio. True, I know you heard me on the radio.
listen, shout out to the little girls who had that hardcore album, like, because I was 10.
I did. I actually still do.
Same.
Like hardcore was hardcore.
It was
And let me
hardcore.
tell you, I was like, well, we were like young. And for me to have that album, I still don't feel like, you know, that's why I feel like when people make WAP such a big deal, I'm like, yeah, but I saw my little cousin rapping Lil Wayne, and I saw myself with a hardcore album. And it never like affected me like I think people thought it affects children.
I didn't go out looking like Little Kim literally said when I was like 10. She said, I used to be scared of the dick. Now I throw lips to the shit, handle it like a real bitch. Like, I didn't go out at 10 and be like, I want to do that. It was, to me, it's like art. And because my mother and great grandmother raised me, as I wish parents would actually raise their kids and stop depending on celebrities and music to raise your kids. Like, you have to know what you want your kids to listen to. And now today there's parental control. Like, you can control these things. So, like, at that age, when I was listening to her and Foxy, I wasn't trying to go out and like, ooh, they said suck dick, so let me go on and suck dick. I enjoyed the music. And you got to think about in the 90s when we were kids, there was really inappropriate R&B. Like, I was listening to like, I wanna sex you up. I know what the hell they was talking.
TLC Red Light Special.
Come on now. A lot of people listen to an artist who shall remain nameless, but a lot of people listen to him when we were kids. But you know, so I just think that parents just need to raise your own goddamn kids.
Yeah.
And then kids are also developmental. Like, there's still songs I listen to and I'm like, oh shit, that's what you was.
Hello.
Right.
Like, because I wasn't a lyrics kid. I was like, I got all the albums. I was heavy into music, but I was heavy into the beat. So I never really like looked at the lyrics. So now when I'm like listening to lyrics, I was like, oh, this is. And then I would talk to my mom. I was like, Mom, you let me listen to what? She's like, you didn't even know. Like, I thought people had sex with their clothing on well into high school. So I
love that for you.
Yeah. I was far behind. I was listening to all types of music. I had no idea.
That.
Till today, I'm like, oh shit, this is what they was talking about. So
TK, I agree with you because so Next had a song when I was in 8th grade called Too Close. Baby, when we're grinding. I had no idea what they were talking about until I got into high school, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. They're talking about like a boner and grinding. I just thought it was a song about a good time and people enjoying life. I did not know he was talking about.
That was like when I was in the 5th grade, my favorite song was LSG.
Not LSG. My body all over your body, baby.
Yes. Yes.
I loved LSG.
That was my song. We used to skate to it and everything. I was like, guys, let me skate with my boyfriend.
There was mad like songs out then, so I just think like when people made a big deal about WAP, I'm like, even if you go back to like the 40s and the 30s, and there's the jazz women talking about sex and being liberated. I'm like, if you go back to the 70s, there's so many innuendos. So I'm like, I just feel like if that's not the music for you, great. Just like how Charlamagne said that Janae makes the same music. She has a fan base. That's her aesthetic. If that's not for you, don't listen to it.
Right. And keep it moving because she's a great artist, period. And you shouldn't knock any artist because they are doing work.
And people love it. People love her. Janae, and her, H-E-R, Gabby. You know what I'm saying?
Do.
I love these girls, and though like I love hip hop, but I love listening to them. Summer Walker's album, Ari, her, Janae. Like it's a different aesthetic, and I just feel like if you don't like Cardi, if you don't like Megan, if you don't like whoever, Chica, Young Baby
Oh my
Tate,
God,
like Chica's dope as fuck, bro. So you know what I'm saying? So it's like there's just so many girls out here killing shit right now in so many different forms.
And you know, one of my favorite artists too, that she does a lot of sexual music, but when she does do like real lyrical stuff, she's good as Cupcake.
I love Cupcake.
I love Cupcake.
Love her.
I be blasting Duck Duck Goose.
Like I love that girl. No, and that's why I think I'm so excited to see girls out here just doing what they want, fam. I love Cupcake. Right. She's amazing. Like I know people don't really fuck with Azealia Banks. When Azealia Banks was in her bag, she made kind of like
she's amazing too. She can just dance, keep her mouth closed,
right? And then like now we have Willow Smith. You know, black girls getting back into the rock phase. Like I just love seeing black girls do whatever the fuck they want to do.
Right, right.
Rap, rock, the shit that we invented, R&B, gospel, like whatever. Like TK said, like soca music, seeing Spice, like you know what I'm saying. People now getting tuned into like reggae. Now seeing the girls from the UK, drill music. I just love seeing the girls take
Afro beats.
It's just dope.
Yeah, women taking over is the shit because I am into that too. Women and you know, because I love Stefflon Don, Flo Milli, Cupcake. Of course, you can get your little bops on to Cardi B and City Girls, and like then you have people who come through with and join up with them, like Chloe and Haley, and it's like such a
Rhapsody
right now.
Like Chica, like you know what I'm saying? Like they're just girls just look so different, and I love it.
Doja Cat.
I know that's right.
That's my type. That's my type. Yes. Like I'm like you, Kiki. I just get so excited about female artists being like so many female artists being on the platform all at once because we've never really had that.
Right.
That's been a part of what they've been hollering about in the industry. It's like if you have a Lil' Kim, and even though her and Foxy Brown really had real beef, it was like they couldn't be on the same platform as rappers without without having some type of competition. And one had to go and one could stay, but it was like a fight for, their livelihoods, what they did best. And I never really liked that. But now you have so much opening up that it's just kind of like we get so many female artists now we can enjoy. Like they talking about what we want to hear about. Like, yes, of course I want to hear Pussy Fairy and Pussy Talk. Yes.
I want to percolate different genres, and I want to hear some deep shit from Rhapsody, and that's just what it is.
Or Tierra Whack. Let me tell you, I want to hear is my shit.
Itty Bitty Piggy, because Nicki Minaj just re-released her album, and I want to listen. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like girls
beam it up, Scotty. Beam it up, Scotty.
Do whatever they want, and I love the collective, and I love that we just look so different doing it. Yeah,
I'm loving that too. We got off on the deep end. We went off all on, so I don't even know where we at this point. But who do you think needs to drop some music this summer?
Rihanna.
I don't think she's going really back into music like that.
She keeps teasing. I don't think she is, but you ask who do you think? I don't think she will, but I feel like she has a lot to talk about, and I feel like her album will be fire. But I don't think she will.
I'm waiting on 2022 because I think Beyonce is going to drop something.
I think so too. Yeah. I think Drake needs to hurry up and drop that damn album.
You want to hear Drake? See,
yes. His album might be a little sad because it's called like Lover Boy or Sad Lover Boy, but Drake, I would love to hear. And I would love for Cardi to drop an album because she hasn't dropped anything yet. Like she dropped her Summer Up, her single Up. But like, I would love to hear Cardi this summer, album-wise. City Girls just put out a Turkulator single. I would love to hear that this summer. Little Baby's killing it. Rihanna, I know she's not. I would love for my good sis to do it, but I think Rihanna's like, leave me alone, as she should. And I do think Beyonce will come next year. Like, I think Beyonce's like, cute. I'll let y'all.
I think Beyonce needs to know that she can do her album and her what are it, concert back to back. She's a flower, so she has to have an album, a visual, a concert. It all has to go back to back. She will not, like, I've never really seen Beyonce do anything where she does have the space to be able to go straight from her album to award season to her concerts. Like, she has to make money all year.
Yeah. She stays busy the whole year.
Yeah, she stays busy the whole year when she drops an album. So I feel like in 2022, I'm gonna have to ask my best friend. I feel like in 2022, I want to really see her drop something that, you know, that we ready for, because I watched all of Black is King. I always watch Coachella. It just brings such inspiration to me. So I watch those all the time. But I'm glad J. Cole dropped something.
Yes. I'm about to say, this is supposed to be the year of Cole, Kendrick, and Drake. So that's why I think, because Cole kind of first
put Drake in their category, because
I think because they all like came out around the same time, though they're completely different artists. Like Cole and Kendrick are more lyrical, but Drake is more of a like, he's a big superstar. Yeah. And because the last time we seen that was Hove, even Nelly, because Nelly was big at that point. Because even Jay-Z says in a song, he's like, the only people pushing numbers is us, Pimpin', that's Nelly, and Eminem. So I feel like in this era, it's the Coles, it's the Kendricks, it's the Wale, I know, whatever, Wale too. Like, because he's in that level where they're still lyricists. So like, people still look for that. So when the lyrical boys come through, you're like, oh shit. So because Cole went first and it's doing crazy numbers, I heard that Kendrick and Drake was supposed to drop that album, and he hasn't done it yet. So
he can't. I don't feel like Drake. I mean, Drake is mainstream, so I don't like categorizing him with Kendrick and J. Cole, because Kendrick and J. Cole can drop something and it just be lyrically good, and they don't have to be mainstream. It's just powerful lyrically. And I felt that way, like, even though Jay-Z was mainstream, he was still a lyricist. Nelly was like a Drake. He was good for mainstream. And so I hate putting, I mean, I see what you're saying. They're all doing numbers, but I hate putting them in the same category. I hate putting Drake in the same category as Kendrick and J. Cole, because Cole is fire, and then Kendrick is going to come with fire.
But I think Drake does what, like, yes, Drake is not boom bap. He's not lyrical like Cole and Kendrick, but he does something with his lyrics for the sad boys. He does. He's
figured out the formula.
Yeah, he's figured it out where like his lyrics hit a little different, so he may not.
But see, that's the thing. He doesn't make music for men. He makes music for women. So
he does.
He's out his outlet in women. He's a rapper for women.
He is, but a lot
of
men have latched on to Drake, and a lot, like, men make fun of women for using captions. Men literally use Drake every time. Like, Drake is for women, but the boys who felt like the Coles and the Kendricks don't speak for me, they use the Drakes and the Futures that speak for them when they're talking about relationships, and like, men love that shit.
I don't know if I can get with that. I ain't never met nobody like that, but you know what?
Go online, look at the Drake fans. The Drake fans are mostly men. Women, we love them.
Are you serious?
But concerts.
Go to his comment section.
And his concerts. If you go to his concerts, there's a lot of men there. Like, I went on concert. I followed Drake for almost like 2 years.
Are they there with relationships?
No, they're there. No. See, they love Aubrey. They love Aubrey.
The concerts in LA, it was very heavy relationships. The concerts, when I went to the one in Toronto, there was groups of guys and groups of girls. Like, they came out just on their own. Like, I followed Drake to Miami. Like, I've been
pushed out the way by men to get to Drake. I've been pushed by men. That's why, which is nothing wrong with that. But I'm like, his fan base, and I'm like, TK, like, I've been to a bunch of his shit where, yes, women, we love him, but the men, they found their guy. He speaks for a lot of men, and a lot of men fuck with Drake.
That is so different.
Watch when Drake drops. Look at the men you follow. Look at their captions. Drake. When men get excited when Future says crazy shit because they're like, "Oh, he speaks for us." It's like, okay.
And he's trash. I've never been able to listen to a whole Future album. Like, he's a good feature. Future is a good feature.
It's just the shit he talks about women, and men are like, yes, finally, someone to bash women, and men like beautiful gowns. So when
beautiful gowns.
When men hear Drake, they love that.
I mean, but I can't lie, even though I don't feel like a lot of the men that I know listen to Drake like that, and maybe they do in their own private time. But I feel like I don't mind him. Like, I will listen to his albums when he drops them, because I listen to most albums when they do. Like, today, when we get done with this, I'm going straight to YG, because everybody knows I'm a YG fan and I didn't get to listen to it yesterday. And YG is my shit. Like I really, for some reason, I really just fuck with YG. But I like to listen to everybody's album. So when he drops one, I mean, I don't mind them, but they are kind of like sappy. They're like, and I think that, you know, some of his lyrics can be good. Some of his lyrics are very mainstream, but nothing compared to Cole or Kendrick. Like, I still listen to Damn consistently. And that was the last album that Kendrick dropped.
I love Kendrick, but I know for me, I love Kendrick. Love. So I want to.
I love Cole.
I just know for me. So Kendrick's music to me, right? Kendrick is art. He's a lyricist, and he's like one of the best.
Yes.
I can't listen to Kendrick every day.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
But okay, so Damn is more of his mainstream album, though. You couldn't listen to that every day.
Damn is a great. No, like I said, Kendrick is one of the best. I love Kendrick. I have all his music. I have it. Like I have everything. I just know for me, every day, there's just certain artists that I can't listen to every day. Like I can't listen to Damn every single day.
Can you listen to Cole every day?
Depending on his songs. Like this album, yes, I've been listening to this shit like every day. This album's amazing, and I know for me, I can listen. And this is someone who I'm a hip hop head.
Talking about his new one, right?
The new one, yes. I can listen to Cole every day. I can listen to Drake. Out of all three of them, and because Drake does make mainstream music, so like if I'm going for a walk, if I'm just going someplace, I'll put on Drake before I put on Cole or Kendrick.
Yeah,
but not saying that he's better.
I feel like people who like, if you listen to Kendrick, you're kind of more on like, it's like almost one or the other. Like you can listen to both, but there's certain people who enjoy Kendrick more than Cole,
right?
And vice versa. And I also feel like it's almost like a coast thing. A lot of people on the West Coast, like they can do Kendrick all day, but they'll dabble in Cole. Like a lot of the like the people I know who are on radio, like they'll do Kendrick all day, but Cole's like we appreciate him. He's great, but he's not an all day thing. So I feel like that's why I asked you if you listen to Cole, because I'm the same way. I actually really love Cole.
Well, Kendrick, the thing with Cole is the thing with Cole is J. Cole has a tendency to be very strategic. J. Cole will make mainstream music, and those are his like Power Trip or Smile or those songs. But lately, because he's been in his awakening or his other level, Cole doesn't make music. That's what I was trying to tell somebody else. Cole doesn't even submit his music to any award show, billboards, nothing like that. But he still does numbers because he's a lyricist. But with Cole, the reason why I feel like a lot of people will say, oh, he's boring or I can't really listen to him is because Cole is making art. Like he looks at his music as art. He doesn't look at it as music like, oh, I need to make these numbers. I need to be mainstream. I feel like he goes in the studio and he's like, listen, I need to make what feels good right here. And so that's not appealing to everybody. Even Cardi B said it. She said, there are certain stuff that I want to do and I just can't do because that's not going to make me no money. That's not going to be in my bag. And for Cardi, that makes sense because she's not really a lyricist.
But that's what Hov used to say. That's what Hov used to say all the time. He's like, I make this type of music because he's like, I want to make music like Common Sense, but y'all not gonna get it. Like,
yeah, and people still don't, because if you listen to Jay-Z, he be telling life, like he be putting you on the business. He gives you education. But when it comes to Kendrick, a lot of times people don't listen to Kendrick unless it was Damn, because even Kendrick said it. He was like, that's my first mainstream album. He even said in his song, y'all stood up here and made a lyricist mainstream. Y'all fucked up. Like, and if I had the mainstream album.
I'm about to say, if I had to pick, it wouldn't be Damn for me. I'll tell you what.
Damn is such a good album. It is so.
For me, my favorite Kendrick album is Good Kid, Mad City. So like,
Good Kid, Mad City was good.
Damn is great. But Good Kid, Mad City for me was like watching a movie. So like that's the Kendrick album. So like Damn, no, I will not listen to Damn every day. Great, beautiful gowns. Good Kid, Mad City, I can listen to that album every day because it was literally like listening to a movie. Like if you follow it from track
The
one all the way to
story.
track, that to me. So that's why I'm like, I love Kendrick. I just don't listen to him every day. But if I had to pick one album, it would be Good Kid, Mad City every day.
I disgustingly in 2015 got in the car and listened to Kendrick Lamar's Damn every day. Like it was disgusting. Like even there was points in my life where I was like, yo, you have to turn this off. And I had a speech with myself, like, you have to turn this off.
Damn was good. Every song. That's the thing about Kendrick. And I think that's what takes him so long. There's like no skips for me when it comes to Kendrick music.
Right.
Because it's like a flow. It's a flow when you listen to the album. Even for Damn, when you listen to it backwards, it's a flow. You know what I'm saying? So Damn, like that was a great album. It's just that when it comes to those three, I know who I would pick every day. And those three are great. And they're nothing alike to me at all. Cole, Kendrick, Drake, nothing alike. Totally I just think they all have their niches. They all have different audiences. But those are the three at the top. Like if you're talking about, that's why everyone is hyped for this summer because Cole just dropped. Kendrick is supposed to drop. And Drake is supposed to drop. So this year belongs to J. Cole and it will to Kendrick and Drake.
Yeah, but on the flip side too, how music is put out there, like we don't have to, like doing the comparison is not even needed anymore. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you have your tours, but you can get music from different streaming services. You have access to these artists on social media. Like even artists who are coming out, the SoundCloud rappers and stuff like that. Like you don't even, like the comparison's not even needed anymore. It's like if you put out good music, whether it's mainstream or whatever, like you can make that money. And you know, that's the great thing about where music is today. And just like on how we talked about all these female rappers, we can talk about all these female rappers because there's just so many avenues for people to create art. So it's just like, I'm just excited, period.
But I feel like people are still going, oh, my bad. I thought I didn't see you. I wasn't even looking. I feel like people are still going to compare because like, you have to understand, like, even though you have your, okay, let's go back to the women. You have your Tierra Wax and your Rhapsodies, and then you have your City Girls and your Cardi B's. Like, they can't be compared. But when it comes to Tierra Whack and Rhapsody, you're like, okay, lyrically, I like, you know, you're still gonna have those kind of comparisons. They each stand in their own lane, but when it comes to music, like, yo, it's I don't know. When it comes to music, it's just one of those things where I feel like they're still going to
compare, but we just had a conversation where all three of us are on three different levels. And you can talk to like a person who writes on music, and you could talk about, or you could talk to any other artist and you ask them for their top 10. Everybody's going to have a different list. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like people with their number ones, it might change between one or three, like 1 to 3 people, or maybe not. And then it depends on where they grew up and all these other factors. So I'm not saying like you shouldn't compare, but I'm just saying, like, you know, like we said in the previous episode, like living in the now and appreciating all of it, because it's just so amazing that we can appreciate it all. Like it's not back in the day where, I don't know, the 60s, 70s, you have to wait for the record to drop. Like we have so much access to music.
Remember when we used to go to the CD stores, y'all? I was just thinking about
remember singles? Like you would have to go buy. No, TK's right, because now with streaming services, anybody can put out music. Like when I make playlists, I literally find a bunch of artists that I've never heard of before. And
we used to have to go to the stores. Remember, y'all? I used to go to the CD store all the time.
Yeah. Like you don't need record labels anymore. Like people can literally put their shit out on streaming services and be like, "This is my music. Hope you like it." Like. Yep. Like when we would with kids, we would go to get the cassettes, we would buy CDs. I would buy a single would be a fucking CD, like a single. And I would be excited to go to Sam Goody with my little like $10 and be like, yeah. Now, if I'm an artist, fam, I could just put shit out on Spotify, Tidal, iTunes, a SoundCloud. Like my little cousins, like they're like little rappers and they be putting their little shit out on like streaming services, and it's dope to see. Let me tell you guys, I've been making I make a lot of female playlists. There's so much women and men too. I go to like Apple Music, Spotify, and Tidal. I know we're not sponsored by them, and I'm looking at artists and I'm like, yo, who's this? And the songs are dope. Even there's TikTok artists now where songs are blowing up on TikTok. So like, there's just so many avenues for people to put music out.
Because there's one girl I really like, Amaretta. Her name is Amaretta. and I really like her music. She's a dope ass lyricist. And she's on Instagram. But okay, so last question before we end this episode, because I feel like this just got hype. I didn't know it was gonna get this hype. What did y'all think about J. Cole? By the time we get to this episode, there may be more out, but this is what we're talking about this episode. What did y'all think about J. Cole's album, and what did you think about Scotty Beat Me Up, Nicki Minaj's remake of her mixtape, Scotty Beat Me Up?
Scotty Beat Me Up brought me back to like 2009. Like it was really so beautiful gowns. I'm not a barb. But when the mixtape, like I love that artists are putting their mixtapes on streaming services, because if you are like me and you like certain things, you would have to go to YouTube to listen to it. So I would have to go to YouTube to listen to like Beat Me Up Scotty. So I was really excited that she put it out. She looks amazing. And I love that it's like, and she put like 3 new tracks on it. It just brought me back to 2009, 2008 when we were just all little barbs and rapping Itty Bitty Piggy. So I thought that was super dope. And it gives a chance for new fans to latch on to, like, you know, I mean, Nicki Minaj is a powerhouse. So if you don't know who she is and you're under a rock, but it does give you a chance to tap into her older stuff if you didn't like whatever she put out new.
Yeah, her mix.
So I thought that was dope. And she looked amazing. She looks so bomb. Like she looks so good. And then J. Cole's album, I love Cole. I love anything that he drops. I'm a Cole fan. I know some people do not like J. Cole. I don't know how you cannot love J. Cole, but I think even with this album, he had even his haters being like, okay, we see you, Cole. So anything Jermaine does, I support.
Jermaine Lamar Cole.
Jermaine puts out. No, it was such a dope album. Like Cole is such a dope artist. And to see him, and I he has a documentary out, and he talks about, because Cole wants to retire. He's like, I'm kind of done with this. But he says, before I did that, I wanted to put out something a little different, and I wanted people to know where I was. So to see him put this album out, and now he's in Africa playing basketball, like pro basketball, like that's amazing. He's like,
Crazy.
Enjoy.
Living his best life.
Living his best life. So I thought Cole's album was dope, and I was super excited that we get Nicki's mixtape, because I've been listening to that nonstop in the mirror, like, and if I see an itty bitty Mickey in the market, like, it brings you back. It's nostalgic. It is nostalgic.
I agree. I like that Nicki. I feel like she said she redid it because she said that she wasn't really focused during that time. She was focused more on like the fame and pictures, and you know, because she was really coming up. I think when we were listening to that mixtape, it was harder. She went harder. She had more hunger than what she does now. So it did sound a little bit lazy to me when she remixed the songs. But I'm glad to see that Nicki is back, because I really, you know, I don't want to see her like really retire like that. I think she's iconic. Like she just is. Like she took rap levels for women to the next level. Then like Kim opened up a lane and Nicki just took it to the next level. And so I just feel like, you know, it was very nostalgic though. Like I can't say that like Itty Bitty Piggy, Slumber Party, because y'all know I'm a Gucci fan.
It brought me back to when I wore my bangs with like fucking big, remember those big ass accessory colored bracelets? It brought me back to when I had like zebra print undershirts with a pink fucking collared shirt and my bang, because like Nicki Minaj, like when Remy had the blonde bang and then Nicki did the bang, like that's what the mixtape brought me back to 2009.
It definitely did. Like when you was just chilling and y'all was just sitting there listening to the mixtape, because that was her first mix. That was her mixtape right before she did her first album. She was doing a whole bunch of features, and then she dropped the mixtape, and then it was kind of like, yo, we ready for a Nicki album. Like if you a Barb fan, you ready for Nicki. And so I felt like it was cool. It was very nostalgic. I think it was getting her, because she was saying that she was kind of in a rut as well. So I think it's kind of getting her out of her rut as far as artistry wise. But it was nostalgic. Cole, I have no words because I'm a Cole fan, and I just think that the whole album was dope as fuck. There's no words. Cole is who he is. He's talented. If he never drops another album or song again, I think we have the greatest of Cole. And so I definitely believe that this album was dope. It's hard to say if this was my favorite one, because I think KOD is bomb. I think Dreamville is bomb. I think, what is it? I can't think of it. Heal. What is it called? I forget right now. But I think that is, I just think I'm a fan of Cole. So Jermaine Lamar Cole, thank you. We appreciate it, even if it's your last one. I'm listening to it. I've been bopping to it since it's been out. So
it's good. It's doing crazy numbers right now. It like broke Spotify.
It really is. It really is. That's the crazy part. He doesn't even really market like that. He'd be like, y'all have it. And then on this one, I don't even think that there's one. It's kind of like it's like a collection of songs that you're just like, yo, this is dope. This is dope. I don't really see like a mainstream one on there either that you could bop to on the radio. Unless it's like Pride, which is about the only like mainstream one I feel like could be mainstream. But other than that, this is just a whole album of just Cole like laying down tracks, like verse after verse after verse after verse. So I appreciate it, and I've been bopping to it.
Because
last words, final words.
I feel like all Cole's albums are like that. And I don't know. I feel like in this moment we're gonna see so much music, and I'm so sad that Hip Hop DX, y'all need to hire me again, because I used to just break down the albums. So it's just like so much is going. So I'm aware that the albums come out, but I really just want to sit and listen. I haven't had a chance to, but I've kind of grazed it, if that makes sense. So I mean, who can't get excited about Nicki? I feel like I feel like we're gonna get more music from her because she's in a better place. I think before she got married and had the kid, and she was not in a, I feel she wasn't in a place where she thought people were giving her roses. So I think now that she's gotten kind of things that she wants, we're gonna get some more music. And Cole is Cole. Live your best life. Like, he's an example of, I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna make the music that I feel that's gonna work, and y'all gonna take this. And then he just goes off to Africa. Like, I mean, you can't write a better story than that. Like, living your authentic. Like, he's always been authentically who he is, music wise, just life wise. He doesn't really he's unbothered, and that's a perfect example. So I'm excited to actually sit and like stew in it, like have it, all up in the room. So we'll see. I'm sure I'm not gonna be disappointed.
Yeah, definitely. So this wraps up our music appreciation episode. Thank you for tuning in. Ladies, tell them where they can find you.
You guys can find me on all social media at Kiki Boom Boom.
And you can find me on everything at TK Trinidad, the Royalty Collection for Center in, cocoa butter, body wash, body scrubs, candles, massage oil. We even have hand oil coming out on centerin.co.
And you can find me on IG at It's Monique Loveless. Also, you can find us on all social media platforms at Queens Uncut. And make sure you check out our website at www.blackqueensuncut.com. We have all of our information there, all press, all everything, sponsor, everything there. Also, this time around Instagram, make sure you check our Instagram, because we've already said it, but Kiki will have the Hot Girl playlist up for our Instagram. So make sure you download that as well on your Spotify, or is it just Spotify?
We have iTunes, Spotify, and Tidal.
Okay, perfect. So you can download it there. I know I'm gonna have mine. At this point during this episode, I should have mine. So make sure you check that out as well. Make sure you check out our YouTube so you can see us on video. Hey, at Black Queens Uncut. And we drop an episode every Wednesday. So make sure you catch up with our last episodes from starting of season 3. We have season 2 and season 1. So make sure you catch up with all of those. And every Wednesday, put on your notifications so that you can get notified as soon as they drop, 8 o'clock in the morning every Wednesday. So make sure you get on that. Thank you, Queendom family, for listening, and bye.
Bye.
Ciao.